ready.
Just relax and enjoy the ride.
In crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, in crowd, 815, 815.
What I'm guessing, Tom, is that the very happiest moments of our lives likely occurred when we were too young to actually remember them. Just guessing. I'm Greg. He's Tom. This is your In Crowd 815 podcast for the first day of August, the year 2026, the latest it has ever been.
In the history of mankind. Yeah, when I was 2, I apparently had the winning lottery ticket. I didn't know. So, yeah.
Shocker.
I know, but then I was too
Shocker.
young to cash it in anyway. And I didn't have a bank account, so everything was working against me.
What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What happened when we were little? What happened when we were little and those great things happen? Who
You
knows?
know, funny thing is, I have early memories when I was probably 3 or 4, and that's when memories really start. If anybody
Yeah.
says, "I remember I was like 2 or 1.5," you probably don't remember it. I do remember though. I can remember. Well, for example, I remember the Belvedere tornado. I was 4.5. It was April of 1967, and I don't remember the day. April 10th, 7th, April whatever, it was, something like that. I think it was April 7th or something. What?
But you know something. You knew something
Oh, you
significant
said
happened
no.
that day.
Like you were saying, no, it was April such and such. Anyway, I remember it vividly. My mom scooped me up and we went and got my sister from school and my brother, of course. But I think my brother may have walked home earlier. This was like 3 in the afternoon. My sister was not working. My sister was late in school, whatever. And I just remember the skies were as dark as I've ever seen them. That is a vivid memory. Now I was half, but I remember memories a little earlier than that, but not that early. You know, maybe 3.5 or something. So that's right in line.
What was my earliest memory? I don't even know. One of my earliest memories was crashing my bike when I first got my very first bike when I was 5. And messing up my ankle really bad. Other than that, yeah. I don't know that I got any other memories behind that one. I'm sure I do. I just
Then your mom like,
haven't really thought of it.
I knew that bike was a bad idea.
well, the mistake was riding my bike in my bare feet. That was a bad idea. Don't ride bikes with bare feet. That's a bad idea. Well, hey, I think we have a pretty good show for the person watching right now and the person that might be sleeping next to them right now. So, hey, you might want to give them a little nudge and say, you know what? Wake up. Greg and Tom are talking. And today it's all about the Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest, the 5th iteration of this contest. We're calling it version 5.0 is coming up October the 1st at Tebala Event Center. And we're really excited to tell you all about it and our great sponsors that are helping us make it happen. Before we do that, let's get to after an impressive 4-0 start, Tom has charged back with 3 wins in a row. It's 4-3 in our current race to 10. And our big number of the week this week, it's a pretty big one. It's 3 million. And we're asking you, is the answer movie or moving? Movie or moving? And let's see. You have sent me your guess. And I've got to make sure I got, okay, there we go. Make sure I got the right answer to set this time. So, yeah, 3 million. Movie or moving. I don't know why I put a pencil underneath the moving truck, Tom. I have no idea why. When I first plugged this request into AI for the graphic this week, guess what was there instead of that moving truck? You'll never guess.
I don't know.
Like 3 hoagie sandwiches, like sub sandwiches. And that pencil. And I'm like, no, replace the sandwiches with a moving truck. And it did what I asked it to. It replaced the sandwiches with a moving truck.
I don't understand. What would 3 hoagies have to do with
I
move?
don't. I really
Once they
don't
get
know.
your system moving or something, I don't know.
Put that in the comments too, please, as you're watching the show today. What does Subway sandwiches or hoagies or whatever you call them? Uh, what's the other good word for Subway sandwiches? Sub sandwiches, hoagies, heroes, bomb. What's the in Jersey they call them blimpies? Blimpies. Why? What does that have to do with moving? Anybody have a clue?
I don't know.
Because I didn't
Well,
get
I
it.
could see
I
the
just
pencil with a moving truck because you're going to make a list and check it twice like Santa. I could see that, but not. Yeah, whatever. Anyway,
I don't know. I don't know. Well, you're seeing behind our heads this week the great big graphic, and I'm wearing the shirt. I'm wearing the original shirt from the original Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest, which took place in October of 2024. And I've told this story before up here, but I want to make sure people know how we got the start of doing this thing we call the Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest in 2024, which was the first. Was 2024 the first full year that I took over the in-crowd networking group? I think it was.
oh no.
Was it?
I don't think
Well,
so. I think you've been doing it for about
20
3 years now, 3 or 4 years.
Yeah, because 2023, I want to say 2023 was like the transition year, but maybe 2022 was the transition. My gosh, that's how good
Yeah,
my memory
I
is.
think it was. Yeah, I'm pretty
So-
sure you've been doing it now for probably 2022.
Here's why I'm having such trouble with this. Our good buddy John Berlin, who ran the in-crowd networking group for 9 years, had been asking me for a few years to take over the group and facilitate and keep running things. And I was like, nope. I was too busy with real estate. I had other things going on. We were doing our radio show Saturday mornings on WROK. And I was like, yeah, I don't have the time for that. And then one conversation, I said the word maybe. And you know what that means when you say maybe.
Yeah.
So the transition began. And what John did that was so excellent, besides keeping the group alive for 9 years, even through COVID and all the crap and stuff that was going on there, he booked all of the hosts for my first year of hosting the group. So I really didn't have to book anything for the first year. It was all set already. And I just needed to, facilitate and market and keep all the social media posts going and all that stuff.
Mhm.
And what I learned pretty quickly after taking over the in-crowd was that the original founders, again, good friends, Rebecca and Yolanda, had each moved into different states, one in Colorado, one in Florida, and they had each had been trying to start their own in-crowd groups in their new locations as well. So on Facebook, there was a little bit of confusion what the in-crowd was anymore. Where is it? Is it in Rockford? Is it in Colorado? Is it in Florida? And I'm like, you know what? We need to rebrand this. We need to make sure that everyone knows our in-crowd group is right here in Rockford. So that's when we did the rebrand. We updated the logo. We added the 815. And I changed the name of our Saturday morning State Line show to the In-Crowd 815 podcast. So we incorporated that all together. And in all of our hosts in 2024, we do our networking group events the last Thursday of every month, January through October. And the October host for 2024 was Medicare 411 and our good friend Tracy Foltz. And I was, looking at the calendar and going, Tracy, the last Thursday of the month this year in October falls on Halloween. It's October 31st. I don't think we can have a networking group event on Halloween night. I just don't think people will show up. She's like, yeah, you're right. We need to do something else. So I asked her, do you want to bump it back a week? Do you want to bump it up a week? Do you want to do something original and fun, like maybe a costume karaoke contest or something like that? She goes, ooh, yes, let's do a costume karaoke party like a week before. And we'll look at venues and we'll figure this out because her office won't be big enough to have this party, and we want it at a bigger venue. So we started the process. This was probably in February of 2024, talking about how we're going to do this. February, March, we're kind of thinking about what we should do. And that's when the idea came to me about combining trivia and karaoke and having a contest to benefit our local not-for-profits. And when I went to Tracy with the idea, she was thrilled with it. She was like, yes, 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 let's do this. So instead of an October networking event, we'll have a different event. And the week before, for some reason, didn't work out, but 2 weeks before did. So October 17th of 2024, we booked the Hilton Garden Inn to host our very first Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest, where Tom was our trivia master. Our friend, the lead singer from the Rock Surfers, Tracy Matsky, was our karaoke DJ. We had a great room, a great stage, great setup, decent lighting. It wasn't great, but it was decent lighting. What we learned at that event was when you have an event in a room with a stage, you really should have probably somebody with a spotlight, because that was the one thing we were lacking that evening, was a light so you could see the singers. The singers could see the music or the screen well enough and sing the lyrics off the karaoke screen. But the people in the audience, couldn't see the singers really well because there was no spotlight on them. But the night went off really well, and we gave $1,000 to the teams winning not-for-profit, which ended up being the Rockford Rescue Mission. We had a team for Rock House Kids money, and we had a great time. It was a fun night, so we decided we wanted to do it again. And in 2025, we did it all over again. We did it with a $2,000 grand prize and a couple of $500 prizes as well. And we were off and running. We had a fun time with that one as well. Version 3.0 had a $5,000 grand prize in November of 2025. And then March of 2026, we did it again with a $7,000 grand prize. So we've been building and building and building this whole time. And we're currently to the point where we've given out over $20,000 to local not-for-profits here because of this contest. And that has been a real thrill. This time we have an $8,000 grand prize, thanks to, again, Medicare 411. Tracy Foltz and her business is ponying up the grand prize money, and we'll again have room for 12 teams to compete. And this last one, the last couple we've done at the Tebala Event Center. We'll be back at Tebala again on October 1st. I can tell you right now, Tom, that we have room for 12 teams, but you better get in quick because 5 spaces are already taken.
And they go quick. They go real quick once people start gets a little bit closer, and we're getting close enough now. So, I mean, we're August now. So
we're August now.
2 months away. So get them quickly and get the thing set. I remember when you first told me about this, I thought, oh, God, really? Are you serious? And I didn't understand that. I'm like, because I'm thinking masked trivia, like with the TV show where you get the big thing. And it wasn't that at all. There's no masks. It's only your not-for-profit is masked, the little box and the thing. Anyway, I'm thinking, I don't know, Greg. You may be dreaming a little big here, and it turns out this was just a phenomenal thing. And now we're doing version 5.0. So
5.0.
Your dream is a reality, and your reality is pretty awesome. So
I think at some point we will have a team that does wear a mask when they sing their karaoke song, which is completely fine. It's acceptable to do. You don't have to do it. The masked portion of the contest is the fact that every table has a centerpiece, and that centerpiece has the team number. So, we're keeping track of scores by team number. And also on that centerpiece is the logo of the business that's supporting that team to play. So you know what business is playing. For example, you'll know that Medicare 411 has a team playing in the contest. Yes, I know they have the grand prize as well, but they're competing anyway. There is no collusion. They don't know the questions for the trivia, and they don't have a singer. They haven't had a singer ringer yet. I don't know. Maybe they found someone to be their singer ringer for this contest, but they have their own team playing, having more or less just a fun time with their staff and some of their clients and stuff for their team. But Medicare 411, you'll see their logo on the table centerpiece, but the not-for-profit they're playing for is covered up by a mask, and you won't know that till the end of the evening. So our celebrity judges don't know what not-for-profit that the karaoke singers are singing for. All they know is that they're singing for team number 6 or team number 8 or team number 11, whatever team number that we called up to sing their karaoke song in front of our celebrity judges. This time around, our celebrity judges include Clark Kelly, who is an awesome singer-songwriter from here in Rockford. So Clark's going to be our chief judge this time around. Kevin McCarthy, who many of you know because of what he does on the radio, following along Rockford's local music scene. He's also on the Winnebago County Board, and he's an awesome music aficionado. And then Whitney Martin, who was in our original celebrity judge pool back in the first iteration of this contest. She'll be back as one of our celebrity judges as well this time around. So looking forward to those three being on the judges panel and scoring our singers. Wanted to read real quick the press release for the contest. And while I do that, let me see if I can put up on the screen. How do I want to do this? I'm going to put up the ticket page while I'm doing this so you can see the ticket page. If you want to get tickets for the contest and not participate, but you can support this by buying a ticket and being in the audience, because it is actually very fun to be in the audience of this contest. It's a show. It pretty much is a show. You get a chance to
win prizes.
You get a chance to win prizes. Absolutely. And obviously the trivia is happening, so you can kind of vicariously play trivia with all of the other people that are playing for the competition, and you can kind of keep your own score going along and see how well you do. And we also do a little pre-contest karaoke party. So if you want to sing in our awesome setup, you can sing a karaoke song before the contest starts. So get there early. Doors open at 6. Contest starts at 7. But this was the press release that we put out when we announced this contest for October the 1st. In Crowd 815, known for its dedication to supporting local not-for-profits and fostering community connections, is thrilled to announce teams can now register for its 5th Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest. This highly anticipated event will take place on Thursday, October 1, 2026 at 7 p.m. at the Tebala Event Center, located at 7910 Newburgh Road, Rockford, with an $8,000 grand prize courtesy of Medicare 411 to the winning team's chosen local not-for-profit. Building on the success of the 4 previous contests, having already given away over $20,000, this unique competition combines the excitement of trivia with the fun of karaoke, all to support local NFPs, which stands for not-for-profits. 12 enthusiastic teams, each representing a business sponsor and a local not-for-profit, will be competing not only for bragging rights, but also to win prize money for their chosen local not-for-profit organizations. The twist: the organization each team is playing for will be masked until the end. So the contest promises an evening of entertainment and friendly rivalry, featuring 3 rounds of challenging trivia, and each team taking the stage for one celebrity-judged karaoke performance. We're incredibly excited to bring back the Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest for a 5th time, says Greg Saunders, host of the In Crowd 815 podcast. This event is a fantastic way to engage our community, highlight the incredible work of local not-for-profits, and have a lot of fun doing it. The energy from the karaoke performances, combined with the challenging trivia rounds, makes for a unique, unforgettable night. Knowing it all contributes to our local not-for-profit organizations makes it even more rewarding. End quote. Finally, In Crowd 815, through its podcast and networking events, consistently aims to shine a spotlight on the impact of work being done by nonprofit organizations throughout the 815 area and the businesses that support them. This contest is a direct extension of that mission, providing direct financial support to those making a difference. Attendees can expect an evening filled with camaraderie, surprising vocal talents, and a shared commitment to local philanthropy. Audience tickets for those wanting to witness and support the event but not be on a team are available here. Just go to incrowd815.com, and the link for the tickets will take you to this page that you're seeing on your screen right now. So if you go to incrowd815.com, you'll see this page right here, business networking in the 815. And if you scroll down, we'll talk about the networking events, how you can support InCrowd on Patreon. We have our merch site, the podcast site, our upcoming events site. But up here at the top, it says Mass Karaoke Trivia Tickets. And when you click on that, it'll take you to the ticket page that we just showed you here earlier. Tickets this time are half price from what they were last time. And for a limited time, they're buy one, get one free. So the first 50 tickets sold, you'll be able to buy 2 tickets for $10, not just one. We are asking you to cover the ticket fee. So it is there's a $1.58 fee per ticket when you buy the BOGO thing. So it ends up being what? $12, $13 total. But it's a very inexpensive way to have a fun evening. We have Tebala there with their cash bar. We'll have snacks on the table as all the competitors. And it is just a really fun time. So plan on joining us October 1st, a Thursday night, 7 till about 9:30. That was the other thing we learned when we did the first contest. Even with 10 teams, we had a little too much trivia and too long of songs were allowed to pre-perform. So it kind of ended up being a little bit of a longer night than we wanted. So with 12 teams and with a trimmed down trivia contest to 3 rounds and not allowing teams to do Bohemian Rhapsody for their karaoke song, that helps. that helps keep the contest a little more in order.
Mama just killed the man. Yeah. Great song, but probably not for an event like this.
Yeah. So we keep the songs to your typical 4 minutes or under radio versions of songs, the typical ones, right?
Well, yeah, because back in the day, the radio gurus said, "Oh no, that Bohemian Rhapsody that won't fly, so we're not going to do it." Yeah,
they were so wrong. They were so wrong.
They were wrong.
There's some great long songs. Don't get us wrong. If you want to do the long song, you can go ahead and do it. We're just going to cut you off at about 4 minutes.
That's right.
We want this to be done before 9:30.
American Pie. Yeah, you want to do American Pie? There's your 8-minute song right there.
So check out incrowd815.com and you'll get all the information right there. Is there any other notes that you wanted to share, Tom, about the contest? Our trivia master, Tom, handles the trivia portion of the contest, and it's 3 rounds. We've set it up so that the points for the trivia contest are equal to the points possible to be earned during karaoke. So they're equally weighted when it comes to the grand prize giveaway.
That's right. The only thing I would say is people seem to like the trivia portion. You were right in the beginning. I think we were doing too much. I think we still only did 3 rounds, but I think they were longer rounds. Is that correct? Or do 4 rounds?
Yeah. No, I
don't
think we
remember,
had 3 rounds.
With you. But
it was like 10 questions per round.
Yeah, something like that. Scaling it back a little bit was definitely a good thing. So now we're fixed on, I want to say 7 questions, 3 rounds, 21 points, or 21 questions. And it's
53 points per question.
Right? So it's 63 points. And then we make the last round a common themed round, which adds that extra 12 points. If you get the common theme, you get the extra 12 points. That's basically what it is. And that gives us the 75 points, same as for the karaoke. So, but the feedback is really good. You're always going to get some negative feedback. And if you're in this type of a business and you don't want negative feedback, you might as well get out right now. You have to have negative feedback because you're not 100%. Nobody is 100% correct or good or this or that. There's always something you may have missed. And there are a lot of sharp people out there who have insights. They have knowledge. So take their advice and listen. 2 ears, one mouth, do more listening than talking, right? The old adage. Right. So I've taken all of the feedback into account, and we've made it better. I think we've made it better over the last 2, 3, 4 versions of it. Now we're doing version 5. This one will be our best one yet. And I don't just take this back from the karaoke contest. I take it from the trivia that I do on a nightly basis and some of the stuff that I do on my own. And I always get good feedback. I always ask people, I'm not looking for compliments. I mean, yeah, fine, I'll take them. But what I'm looking for is good, honest feedback, good or bad. Good, honest being the operative word. Good feedback can be negative feedback. It can be good feedback. It's just a different use of the word. So I just want you to tell me, hey, I like that question, but I had somebody tell me you should have asked more science questions. They were correct. That actually happened to 2 teams on our Wednesday night, and they were right. And so I've incorporated science questions now, and I'll probably have a couple of science questions on our in-crowd trivia contest when we're talking about. I will have a variation of a lot of different questions. So it'll be a lot of fun. And I think, and I'm speaking as a trivia player now, when I sit down to play trivia, Greg, you know this because you play on Wednesday nights and you've been playing on Tuesday nights, which I love. I think it's great. When we sit down there, those moments before we start trivia are fun. We're like, okay. So the final round is this. What do you got? And then we're kind of brainstorming and just having a good time with it. It's such a great event. I don't care where you're playing trivia. I don't care what the trivia is. I even played a Star Wars with Dr. John, and we didn't do too badly. I think we came in like 5th place out of maybe 13 teams. Star Wars trivia. I've never seen Star Wars in my life, but through trivia and through just living life,
learned some things.
I've learned. Yeah, I have learned quite a bit. And John, of course, knew a lot of Star Wars stuff too. The one we got wrong though is how does the quote go? Yes, I am your no, Luke, I am your father, or no, I am your father. Which is the correct quote? It is no.
Everyone says everyone says Luke, I am your father, but it's not Luke, I am your father.
No, it's no, I am your father.
No,
and we got it wrong, and it's one I'll never forget. So to sum up,
absolutely,
it's a lot of fun. Even if you go and you are not part of the thing, you're not going to win any money for your non-for-profit, but you are there to support, and you are there. You can play some trivia, and there's a good chance that you could be called in the audience. I don't know how do we do that? Do you draw names or just
so each
randomly
audience member is given a raffle ticket when they come in the front door. So as you check into the event, you're going to get a raffle ticket, and we pull out raffle tickets at random to play our little Triv or Care game, which is essentially you and one other audience participant will be given the chance to answer a trivia question or sing a karaoke song. And the winner will get the prize, and we'll have some door prizes to be given away as well that evening. So be prepared to play.
Yeah. Well, if you sing a song, you automatically win that prize. So
you probably will win the prize if the celebrity judges gives you a thumbs up. You got a pretty good chance. So for those watching today, there's your pro tip, if you will. You're very likely to win the prize if you do the if you do the karaoke portion of the Triv or Care contest with the audience. So check that out. On the screen right now, again, is the events page for the Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest. This is not something you have to necessarily fill out or RSVP to. It's just an informational page for the contest. Where you really need to go to is the ticket page to get tickets. And that is, where we go here. That is the other link that is currently shared in the tab there. So check that out. Why is this going like this? I don't know why it's doing this. Anywho, I want to share this tab instead is what I want to do, and show up this page one more time. All right. So that's what I wanted to do today. Get you to read the press release that we put out, and let you know that if you still want to get your team in, you still can. So when you register your team, again, each team gets to have up to 8 players. You don't have to have 8 players, but you can't have any more than 8 players on your team. And those players on your team, they can be from the business that is supporting your team if you want them to be. They can be from the not-for-profit that you're playing for if you want to put them on your team. That's okay too. Or they can just be friends and family members of that want to support what you're doing. It does not have to be, they don't have to be directly tied to the business or the not-for-profit that's being represented. Okay, just want to make that perfectly clear.
Yeah, I was going to say, everybody has a friend who can sing. Wink, wink.
Wink, wink.
Hey, Bob, I hear you singing by the coffee pot every day at work. Have you ever thought of karaoke? Oh, yeah, I do it every Saturday night at such and such. Okay.
Here we go.
Well,
bring your talents to the contest. We want to see what you can do. And again, the top scoring karaoke score that does not win the grand prize still ends up winning $1,000 for their chosen not-for-profit, thanks to Advice Marketing. Thanks to the awesome ladies at Advice Marketing for sponsoring this contest again and putting up the $1,000 karaoke prize for this next contest. We'll also have a $1,000 trivia prize for the top scoring trivia team that does not win the grand prize. They'll also get $1,000. And we're looking for that sponsor right now. So if your business wants to be a part of this awesome, fun event, let us know as soon as possible so we can get you in here as well. We're also seeking some business sponsors to help us put the event on as well. And those business sponsors, we have a $500 level, a $250 level, and then we're seeking gift cards for the audience participation contest as well. So if your business can't swing a $500 sponsorship right now for an event, or a $250 sponsorship for an event, $25 gift cards or better are being sought as well to be a part of those contest giveaways. Of course, your business will be recognized when we give those prizes away. So that would be a great thing for your business right there in a room full of 200 plus people to say, hey, thanks to like Sassy Mac Boys gave us a bunch of great prizes for the last event. Thanks to Sassy Mac Boys for this prize, and the audience member that got this trivia question right or sang the karaoke song walked away with that prize as well. So your help would be much appreciated. incrowd815@gmail.com is our email address. incrowd815@gmail.com. Let's see here. I wanted to put this link in the chat still, and the email address. I'm going to leave that right there. That's what we're going to do right there. All right. Let's see. Is that everything? Did we cover it all? I think we mostly did. Super shout out to Tracy Fultz and Medicare 411 for catching the vision of this from the beginning and saying, yes, we want to keep doing this. This is a great way to raise money for local not-for-profits. And it's a great way also to get awareness for some of our lesser known not-for-profits here in the area. Every time we've done this contest, we've had people in the room look across the room and say, I didn't even know that organization existed. And now I just heard about what they do. When we unmask every not-for-profit at the end of the night, each one gets a chance to stand up and give their little 60-second elevator pitch, if you will. Here's what we do to make the 815 community a better community. And so each one gets a chance to say why they exist and what they do. And every time we've had people connect and say, you know what, that's a cause I want to support. I want to be a part of, what they're doing, and plug in and volunteer or donate to those causes. So it's a great way to do that. We've had great success in combining businesses with not-for-profits, and that's really what that is all about. Sponsors will get signage at the event. They'll be put in our program. They'll get an opportunity to be here on the podcast with us and talk about their business. So there's a lot of different things that benefit you as a business sponsor to be a part of the Masked Karaoke Trivia Contest. So again, please reach out to us, incrowd815@gmail.com. All right. I think that's the bases we wanted to cover today with the contest, Tom. I think we've got it all explained.
Well, I suggest we do
questions?
a little trivia, and then we maybe transition into a little Packer football.
I don't have a trivia partner this week, so it's just going to be me versus your trivia, I guess, right?
Well, that's okay. You can put your rule of 4 in place. So.
Let's do this. Here.
It's time for Tom's Trivia Challenge on the In Crowd 815 podcast. Good luck.
All right.
Say hi, Snoopy.
What's up, Snoopy?
Oh,
Snoop.
what are you doing?
Snoop Dogg in the house.
That's my Snoop Dogg, my version of Snoop Dogg. All right, you ready? I think you're
I'm
going to
ready.
be okay with this. You want everybody
We'll
to bounce it off, so maybe today the 4 does hold true. Who knows?
I should have got my wife on the phone. That'd have been great.
You can't phone a friend. Come on now. No, you can go grab her and bring her down. Anyway,
Well,
all right.
I didn't prepare her ahead of time, so can't do that.
No, you're fine. All right, so toys that scared kids. What late 1990s toy featured its own language and freaked many kids out?
1990s?
Yeah, it scared a lot of kids.
I
It had
mean,
its own language.
its own language. The first thing that comes to my mind is Teddy Ruxpin, but I thought that was
Everybody
earlier than the
said
90s.
that, but no, that's not it.
Oh man, 90s toys. Apparently I didn't buy any of my kids' toys in the 90s, and I had kids in the 90s, so that's shame on me. 1990s toy with its own Tamagotchi. That's not right either, but that's my only guess.
Furby.
Furbies.
Yep.
Oh,
Furbies.
I forgot they had their own language.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
Not good.
Which male rapper was born Andre Romel Young in 1965?
Is it Snoop Dogg?
I'll read it again. Which male rapper was born Andre Romel Young in 1965?
1965?
Don't focus on the first.
I know,
name.
but I'm thinking Andre 3000. Isn't that the guy from?
I'll read it one more time.
Oh, Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre. There you go. There we go.
All
right.
Thank you.
I love chemicals. Here we go. What do you get when you mix sodium with chlorine?
Sodium chloride. Salt.
Salt. Yes. Very good. NaCl. Very good.
Woo!
All right. What was the
2 out
name
of
of
3.
the cover boy and mascot for Mad magazine?
Alfred Newman.
There you go. See, you're cooking with gas here.
Oh,
You may
God.
get 6 out of 7.
He was hilarious.
Yeah, he was. Yeah. Hey, you know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Bubba from Jeff Dunham's thing. Jeff Dunham.
Bubba, a
Bubba
combination of Bubba J and Andy Griffith.
Okay, there you go.
Not because of how he acts, but how he looks. That's yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. All right. In 2001, who replaced Kathy Lee Gifford on Live with Regis and Kathy Lee?
Was Kelly Ripa the immediate person? I think it was Kelly Ripa.
Is that your final answer? That's
Yeah.
your final answer?
Well,
Good.
Regis's wife filled in Joy, but I don't think she was never the permanent co-host.
No, you're correct. You're correct. It was Kelly Ripa. Look at that.
I-
Look at
I used-
that.
I used to watch those shows back in the day.
I guess I did a little bit, maybe. I don't know.
Well, when I was doing the afternoon show on Positive Hit Radio 101 QFL, so I had to, I could watch those morning shows and kind of get my culture fix, from those shows. So I had time to do that back in the 90s when I was doing the afternoon drive time show. I didn't start work until 11 or noon usually most days.
Mm-hmm. Wake up, get a bowl of cereal, cup of coffee, watch a little Regis and Kathy Lee or Regis and Kelly.
Well, and that's my story of 9/11. I actually when 9/11 happened, it was a Tuesday morning. How do I know that? Well, a lot of us probably know that, but on Monday, the 10th of September, I had just flown home from Nashville because I went to Nashville for a Christian music thing. And I was there for the weekend to hear some new songs and hear For Him, Mark Schultz. And I think there was one other artist that they introduced us to that weekend that escapes me. But we were there to hear Mark Schultz's new song, and then they surprised us with some stuff for Him. And so I was on an airplane the day before 9/11.
Wow.
Flying home from Nashville.
Yeah, had your departure been noon the next day, you wouldn't have been able to take a plane home.
I'd have been driving home.
Yeah.
And so because I did the afternoon show and because I just happened to have the rest of that week off because I had vacation time to use, I was watching Good Morning America that day and watched it all unfold on TV like everybody else. So
wow, that's crazy. I remember I was still sleeping because I was working nights and my wife had called. She was already at work. And she woke me up. She says, "Are you watching TV?" I said, "Well, not really. I just kind of woke up." And she said, "Well, turn it on. You had whatever cable you had. You had your local channels, and then you had everything else." So I turned on to. Then it was CNN that I turned on to, and I think it was CNN or ABC or whatever. But I do remember flipping back and forth. So I'm watching it, and I'm watching the whole tower thing, and then another plane. I saw the second plane.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God. The first time we thought, oh, something bad just happened. And then the second one, oh, this is a terrorist attack. This is sabotage.
And that's when I called Mike Schlody on the morning show and I said, "Buddy, this wasn't an accident. Something bigger than an accident is going down right now." And he was like, yeah, we're about to switch off music and go to all news. And they went to all news for the whole rest of the day.
Yeah. Wow, that was just crazy.
All right. 4 out of 5,
go,
Tom.
Yeah. And you're probably going to get this one. What was the highest grossing movie of the 2000s? Just 2000 to 2009.
Is that the decade that Avatar came out? My guess would be Avatar.
Your guess would be correct.
Woo, dude.
Dude, you are 5-1.
Unbelievable.
You were thinking you'd be lucky to get 2.
I'm happy I got 4, but I'm even happier I got 5. All right. What do you got for a last question?
Packer trivia. All right. I will give you answers. I will give you options if you need them. Packer trivia. In their storied career, going all the way back to essentially 1921, they were the Acme
Acme Packers.
Yeah, but I don't know if they were Packers. I think they were the Acme Meat Company or something like that. And then in 21, they became the Acme Packers, and then they became the Acme Packers and the Green Bay Packers. So since 1921, basically, how many world championships have Packers won?
I think it's 13.
I think you're correct.
Woo!
I didn't even have to give you options. I
Woohoo!
had 11 or 13 on there. Of course, next year it'll be 14. So
I don't have the same confidence that you have. I know they're going to do well.
You know,
I
you
wouldn't
know,
put money on to win the Super Bowl though.
well, you know why you don't have the same confidence? Because you don't watch the podcasts like I do. I know you're a busy guy. I'm busy too, but I've got time in the morning and time at night where I can sit and watch podcast after podcast after podcast. And I'm telling you, the reason that I say that I'm not predicting they're going to win the Super Bowl. I'm kind of half kidding there. It's going to be a tough road. I don't know. I'd be happy making it to the NFC Championship game. I mean,
Yeah.
that sounds crazy because if they do, then I'm going to be like, oh my God, I wish we could have just made the Super Bowl. And then if we lose, I'm like, I wish we could have won. Obviously, the goal is to win the Super Bowl every single year. Even the Tennessee Titans, and some of those other the Las Vegas Raiders, they have the same dream of winning the Super Bowl. It's not going to happen for either of them this year. We all know that. But there's a good chance that it could happen for Green Bay this year. Who would have thought Seattle at the beginning of the year last year? Who would have thought Seattle was going to win the Super Bowl? Who would have thought that? So
No.
I watch a lot of podcasts, and a lot of the things that the Packers suffered from last year have been cleaned up. What's that, Tom? You say? Oh, glad you asked. Here are some of the things they've cleaned up. Number one, the one thing that I complain, well, there's two things that I complain about the most. One is Matt LaFleur's play calling, run Jacobs up the middle, run Jacobs to the right, run Jacobs to the left. Okay, let's punt. Second series, run Jacobs to the right, run Jacobs to the left. Oh, run it up the middle. Oh, okay, let's punt. I mean, come on, that has to change.
This
And
is
I
going to be
believe that is
the
gonna
year of the
change.
tight end. If you're not, for those who maybe not quite following along, what Chicago and what Green Bay are going to be doing with tight ends this year, this is going to be the year of the tight end. You just watch.
But there's a twist. Luke Musgrave may be out for the year. Luke Musgrave, as much as we know that Tucker Kraft is number one, Luke Musgrave is good in his own way. He's very fast. He has good hands.
He was good.
He cannot get you any rack or run after catch, yards after the catch, yak, I guess, rack, whatever. He can't get you much of that. He but he is a very good, solid tight end. However,
Oh yeah.
there are a couple of names out there. One of them is Jonnu Smith. Jonnu Smith is one of the names, and the other is Will Dissly. Those are two veteran guys that are very good journeyman tight ends that they're looking at right now because Luke Musgrave has a neck injury, and Green Bay said head, neck, and head, neck, and heart are the three issues we look at the most as far as injuries. We are very uber cautious with that. That came from Brian Gutekunst. So, anyway, so the tight end situation, you're exactly right. They're going to do a lot of 12 and 13 personnel. 12 means two tight ends. 13 means three tight ends. 21 personnel means one running back. 22 personnel is two running backs. I just so you know the lingo there. Things I've learned over a few years. So anyway, 12 and 13 personnel, you are exactly correct. And I'm looking forward to it. But the other thing that struck me is that Matt LaFleur himself said, not in so many words, he kind of phrased it differently or whatever, but he said, I'm going to let Jordan Love cook this year. I'm going to let Jordan Love do Jordan Love's things. You look at the games we lost last year. Who did we lose to? We lost to
one score games, like 5 1-score games.
Well, yeah. We lost to Cleveland by a score of 13-10. Shouldn't have lost it. That was on Brandon McManus. But really, it was on Matt LaFleur because we should not have, against Cleveland's defense, which was good, but they weren't that good. Look at their record. Their overall record, where they win 5 games last year, they weren't that good. So we lost that game. That was directly on, 1, the kicker, but 2, on Matt LaFleur. We should have scored 40 points on him. All right, we lost the Carolina game, 16-13, at home, for crying out loud. No, we shouldn't have lost that game. That was a Matt LaFleur loss right there. We lost 10-7 Philadelphia. And again, Philadelphia, okay, they're good. They were the reigning Super Bowl champs last year. But that's still a game we shouldn't have lost. We outplayed them. We outplayed them in the playoff game the year before, but some bad calls and a few bad bounces or whatever, and they did beat us. Okay, fine, enough said on that one. But what else did we lose? We tied Dallas 40-40. Are you kidding me? But here's the kicker.
It's so
for me.
frustrating.
There was one other game that we lost that we had no business losing. Well, okay, two other games. One, the second game, not the playoff game. We shouldn't have lost that either. The second Bear game where we were up and all we had to do was just maintain the ball, kick a field goal, but McManus missed a field goal. Anyway, I don't even want to go. I'm gonna boil my blood. But then the other game that we lost
Don't do
that
that.
we shouldn't have lost is the Minnesota game. That gave us 5 losses to end the season. If that doesn't put a bad taste in your mouth, nothing will. Okay, that is being cleaned up this year. Matt LaFleur is going to let Jordan Love be Jordan Love. And from what I understand, Jordan Love is looking like Otto Graham, Joe Montana, and Steve Young's love child right now. He's looking like seriously, he is looking like the best thing since sliced bread. And I believe it too, because I'm a big Jordan Love fan. I just believe that his offensive coordinator has held him back. Case in point, the games that I just referenced. We were scoring 35 against Pittsburgh. We scored 34 against Detroit. We scored 28 against Washington. We're scoring points. We are scoring points in the victories because Jordan Love is good enough. He's good, and I don't mean good enough like, well, yeah, he's good enough. No, he's better than good enough. He's good enough to win games. He's good enough to come back. Remember the New Orleans game 3 years ago, his first season. We were down 17-0. He brought us back in the fourth quarter. We won the game 18-17. That's when people started going, I think we got something here. That game sticks in my memory bank.
I'll tell you what concerns me, I guess, is, we don't have Malik Willis anymore. Who's our backup quarterback?
Tyrod Taylor. A journeyman quarterback. He's got 15, 16 years in the NFL. He's very good. He's a very good
He's
passer.
had flashes of goodness. He's got potential. So if they in the NFL season, they're probably going to need him at least one or two games. So is he going to be Malik Willis again? Probably not.
No, I love Malik Willis. But you're going to see Malik Willis in Miami, and he's going to get his butt kicked. I hate to say it. I hate to say it. But I really do believe that we're going to fall in love with Tyrod Taylor the first time he goes in there, because he's a very good quarterback. He was a starter. Yeah. He was a starter for Buffalo until a trainer actually stabbed him in the abdomen, and he was out for 6 to 8 weeks. And then was it Buffalo? Because they've had Josh Allen for about 8 years now. It might have been someone. It might have been New Orleans or somebody, but he was at Buffalo for a while. But anyway, he's a really good quarterback, and I think we're going to be just fine with him. They went out and got the best bang for their buck, so I'm not worried about that. Offensive line, we got this Jagger Burton. This guy is going to challenge people for a job, and you know what happens when you challenge a mediocre player for his job? That mediocre player becomes a very good, because he's like, oh crap, I better play better. I better. Yeah, that's what happens. And that's, I think, what's going to happen this year. I am reasonably convinced that our line is going to be very stable. Jordan Morgan's going to take over at left tackle, his true position. Zach Tom should be back. Our center is Sean Ryan, who I think did a fantastic job last year filling in for Elton Jenkins. And then you've got I'm for some reason. Aaron Banks should be back. Jagger Burton might win a starting spot, but there's one more I'm missing. Rasheed Walker got replaced now by Jordan Morgan. So, but there's one other one, and the name is Anthony Belton. Anthony Belton is the other one. These are stars. These are potential stars. This is going to be a good line as long as we we don't have a lot of injuries. But when you got a Jagger Burton on the bench and you've got a couple of other guys on the bench ready to swipe in and Wally Pip some of these guys, absolutely, we are going to be just fine. Jordan Love is the best quarterback when not pressured. That's the key. Now, any quarterback's pretty good when not pressured, but you know who overthrows a lot of guys when he's not pressured? Caleb Williams. You've seen it first.
Williams.
Man, he overthrows. We were going to send him over to Iran because he overthrows everybody. So anyway, just kidding. Kidding, Bear fans. Kidding. Anyway, so that's my whole point. Jordan Love is so accurate and so good. This is why he only throws a handful of interceptions every year. He is like a slightly lesser version, maybe a little more than slightly, than Aaron Rodgers, because he's got that same mindset. He can run. He can identify a defense. Maybe not as good as Aaron Rodgers. I don't believe even the great Tom Brady was as good as Aaron Rodgers at walking up to the line and knowing exactly what he wants to do. That's why Aaron Rodgers could do this right there. You see that little? He could do that to Jordy Nelson, and Jordy looks back, and Jordy knew exactly what he was doing. Exactly. That is what Jordan Love is learning with Jaden Reed, with Christian Watson, and with Matthew Golden now, Savion Williams. They've got Sky Moore. Okay, I'm jumping ahead. So let's finish off the offense real quick. I'll be done with this in a little bit, but you got me rolling, buddy. Okay, so now let's take it back. We got Josh Jacobs, who has been cleared of all charges at this point. There is not cleared of all charges. I may have misspoken that. This is winding down from what they said. It looks like
there's not enough evidence. There's not enough evidence.
That's right. They said it looks like all charges are going to be dropped. He's going to be cleared of all charges. It's like nothing to see here. Now, do not, under any circumstance, think that I'm like, yeah, thank God. Oh my God. No, if he did what was said to have been done, he needs to go to jail. And I'll be the first person to say
exactly.
I will not defend him in any shape or form. Am I glad that it turned out to be nothing? Do I think that it might have been a little more mirror than smoke? I don't know. But it is.
He made a very poor choice in who to date.
Yeah, let's leave it at that. Absolutely. Okay.
He made a very poor choice in who to date. If you knew the backstory, you know exactly what I was talking about.
Okay, there you go.
I'll just say 2 words on that one. OnlyFans, and then I'll leave it at that.
Oh boy. Yeah, nice. Okay, there you go. There you go. And that actually is a very good comment to make, because I did not know that, and now it does kind of put a little bit of a different perspective on it. I have a friend, without getting too deep. I have a friend who kind of mixed up in this whole OnlyFans thing, and he's losing money. And I'm like, dude, don't do this. Stop. Like, Greg Saunders, don't do this. I mean, I'm kidding. Just kidding. I shouldn't do that. Anyway, he's a buddy of mine, that long lost buddy of mine that I hardly ever see. But we do talk once in a while. Anyway, he's a good guy. He's a really good guy. It's sad. So
the tight end that the Packers took, that Luke Lachey guy, is he the guy that's from Australia?
Yes. I believe he's the one.
He's the international player,
and he's very versatile.
So he'll be the next Luke Musgrave if he's got enough talent to be,
the fans
could be tight end 2 or 3.
You're right. And then we got Josh Wiley.
Josh
Wiley is a very serviceable tight end. We will have, I'm telling you, have enough for 12 and 13 personnel, and to be able to do it well, especially with that line. You won't need those 3 tight ends to block. You'll need one of them to block. Tucker Kraft can get open over the middle, or down 20 yards or whatever, or Josh Wiley, who can catch. We are in good shape with tight ends. All right, so now running backs.
I'm telling you, between the Bears and the Packers, you watch. This is the year of the tight end, and the Bears and the Packers are going to be leading the charge in what they do special with their tight ends.
Well, yeah, because then they figured it out with Ben Johnson. Play your tight ends. You've had Cole Kmet, who is one of the best tight ends in all of NFL, but nobody knows because they don't use him. They underuse him. But last year, they used him well. Last year, they used Colston Loveland well. Shout out to Ben Johnson. I don't like
Loveland and Kmet.
I don't like, Cole Kmet and Loveland. I don't like Ben Johnson as a person. I don't know him, but I don't like what I see. I think he's a tool, but he is probably one of the top 3 coaches in the NFL. You got Shanahan, you've got Sean McVay, you've got Andy Reid, you've got I'll just say it. Sean Payton, and then you've got Ben Johnson. I'm not putting them in any order here, but I guess that is kind of the order. And then I'm going to put Matt LaFleur in there if it's a big if, capital I, capital F, if he can figure it out. And as I say, proverbially, get his head out of his rear end and start understanding that Josh Jacobs right, Josh Jacobs left, Josh Jacobs up the middle, or throw on 3rd and 14 into a blitz isn't going to work.
He needs to be studying Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant. He needs to get the Mamba mentality, that the killer instinct. There's no way that my competitor's getting back up.
And that's it right there.
Yeah.
That is it. The killer instinct. Don't get conservative in the first drive of the second half, like he did Chicago. We're up 21-3. We got the ball. And the very first play, we've talked about this. I looked at my son. I said, they're going to run him up the middle. And then they're going to run them up the middle again. And now we're going to pass. They're going to blitz. And they did exactly as I said. It was that predictable. All right. So now running back.
No.
And then we switch to the defense. But this will be quick. I promise you. Running back. Marshawn Lloyd looks like all of his issues are done. They kind of tripped a little bit. Coming off of after he'd run through the end zone and caught the ball and all that, and he was coming back and he stepped on something. He kind of tripped and went down. I'm like, oh my god, no. But it turns out he had just slipped on like a piece of wood or something. You know how they'll put down wood or something over the wires, and then you have a tarp over it, and he kind of slipped on it. But anyway, he's okay. He's looking like exactly what we thought we were going to get 2 years ago when we drafted him. So I think, and then Chris Brooks is Chris Brooks. He's very good. Very good. So the running back situation looks really, really good. All right. So special teams real quick. We have this Cam Acord, who is, I don't care who he is. He could be Mickey freaking Mouse. He could be this guy right here. And I'd be okay with it. Charlie Brown, he's a clown. I would be okay with it because it's better than Rich Bisaccia. In fact, I think I may have found Rich Bisaccia's brother here. Anyway. So, yeah, I've got stuffed animals coming out of my ears.
No, Chuck.
Another one right here. This is Cam Acord. Arr, arr. He's going to be good. He's going to be good. Plus, we have one of the premier kick returners in the league now. You know who that is?
No.
Sky Moore. Sky Moore with San Francisco last year. Look up his with Kansas City a couple of years ago. Look up his stats.
Okay.
I don't know what his stats are. What I know is what they told me. He is one of the best kick returners in the NFL. And that's going to be your job. You may come in on third down when we're running 3 wide receivers and we need 12 yards. You may come in and get a ball. You may have 20 catches, 30 catches throughout the year, but you are going to have 50 touchdown returns. Actually, I don't want to give up 50 touchdowns, do we? God, what is that? Like 4 a game? No, we don't want to do that. It would be about 2 a game. And then an opening kick. Okay, all right, 50. 50 touchdowns are fine. Returns. But we're going to be good in our special teams and all that because this guy, Cam Acord, he knows exactly what he needs to do. He knows what Rich Bisaccia didn't know. Okay, now let's hit the defense real quick. Micah Parsons will be back at some point. Will it be week 5? Will it be week 8? Does not matter. When he comes back, we will have him for the second half of the season and into the playoffs. We don't. All we have to do is we can't go 4-4 in the state games. We must go 6-2 at the very least. I would like 7-1. We were 9-3-1 last year when the Packers hit their skid. 9-3-1, and we were in control of that division. We were in control of the NFC, except for the Rams and the Seahawks, who were fighting it out vision. And as it turns out, they did it on the last week of the season. Seattle won the game. So, but we were going to fight them for supremacy in the NFC, meaning home field advantage throughout and a first-round bye, had we stayed healthy. Micah goes down, Zach Tom goes down, and that was the bigger of the two. Believe it or not, it was the bigger of the two. Because that's your right tackle.
It really was.
That was your right tackle.
Yeah.
Normally left spot, but in this case, Zach Tom is your best offensive lineman, and he was protecting Jordan Love's front side, which is fine. So your right tackle is almost as important as your left tackle. Left tackle because it's your blind side, unless you're a lefty. So for Tunga Tuivasa-Vailoa, it's the left tackle that's, the right tackle that's most important. But anyway, okay, so
blind side.
Yeah, exactly. You don't want to get hit on the blind side. Oh, that's where injuries happen. So we've got Micah Parsons coming back in week 8. It's fine. I hope he comes back a little sooner, but that's fine. But we got in the draft, we got what was it? McClellan, Chris McClellan in the draft. This guy's a stud. I don't know how well he's going to translate into the NFL, but he was a complete stud at, I want to say, Georgia. He was a complete stud in college football. All right, Brandon Cece, South Carolina, I believe. He is probably going to challenge for cornerback 1, meaning Keyshawn Nixon, Barrington Valentine. You might be backups. You might be nickel and dime package, and that's it. If you don't like it, there's the door. Keyshawn Nixon held out, or maybe it was held in, because it's not a holdout. A holdout will get you in trouble if you're in training camp. But a hold in, meaning, I got a hamstring injury. And he was there the next day. Yeah. He was there the next day with no problems whatsoever. So I think he understands his job's in jeopardy. Right, so we already have the best safety tandem in the league. We have Xavier McKinney and Evan Williams. We have the best safety tandem in the league because right now Detroit, Brian Branch is going to be out until probably December, I think. Terrion Arnold is gone. He's going to jail for Detroit. I'm talking about. Their secondary is depleted. They didn't have a good draft. Detroit will not even sniff the division. They won't even be in it. I think they're 3rd place in the division. Miami 4th. Green Bay 1, Chicago 2, Detroit 3, and Minnesota a distant 4th. That's the way but anyway. Right. And to finish off the defense, our linebackers. We've got Edgerrin Cooper, and we got Zaire Franklin from Indianapolis. But the best part of this whole defense is our new coordinator, Jonathan Gannon. This guy is a super stud. And as much as I loved Jeff Hafley,
former head coach,
Jeff Hafley said all the right things. He did a lot of the right things. He did. But what was my other biggest complaint? The first one on offense was Matt LaFleur not knowing what play to call and not recognizing that they're stuffing the run, stop doing it. What was my biggest bugaboo for the defense? I told you a few times. The wide open middle. How many times last year the Bears killed us on 3rd down last year? We know to get them at 3rd and 12, 3rd and 14, and then all of a sudden Caleb Williams goes back. He runs around a little bit and he finds somebody, boom, right in the middle. DJ Moore, 13-yard gain, 1st down, Chicago. That extends the drive. By extending the drive, yourself in a better position to score points, but also keeping the offense off the field and the defense on the field, which tires them out. And then in the 4th quarter, you wonder why you give up 4th quarter leads? That's why. You have to control the ball. And if Matt LaFleur does his job and controls the ball, we're going to be just fine. So there you have it. That's my breakdown of the 2026 Green Bay Packers. Do I predict Super Bowl? I'd like to think so, but I will predict division win and deep into the playoffs. I am saying
if they stay healthy.
If they stay healthy, of course. Nothing
if
short.
If they stay healthy, there's a really good shot.
Right. Nothing short of the NFC Championship game, and preferably in Lambeau.
one of the things that caught my attention to wrap up the Packer talk before we get to our big number of the week here. One of the things that caught my attention to this week about the Packers last year was how they were too slow getting plays run from the offensive side of the ball. They were too slow. And
delay of game in the Chicago game. A 5-yard penalty.
Yeah.
Took it from 3rd and 1 to 3rd and 6, or 4th and 1 to 4th and 6, or something like that.
So they're working on that. They're working on that big time in camp this year. Here's a stat that you probably saw, Tom, but I just wanted to throw it out there. Speaking of throwing, Jordan Love attempted 439 passes last year. Okay. That's 19th among all NFL quarterbacks. The guy who won the MVP, Matthew Stafford, guess how many times he threw the ball last year?
855.
Love was 439. Matthew Stafford was 3 passes short of hitting 600.
Okay, there you go.
He had 597.
I was way high. I said 800.
Holy cow.
Yeah.
And that's an LA Rams team who knows tempo. They were quick. They were on the ball. They put defenses on their heels over and over and over again. That's why they were so good. And that's why they're going to be good again this year. So we got to match that as a Packers team. So
that's right.
There you go. All right, let's take care of this business right here. Our big number of the week. Where'd the graphic go? Here it is. 3 million. Come on, graphic. 3 million is our big number of the week. And the answer is it movie or moving? And you gave me your score, and I've got to go to the page right here. You said moving. Our current score is 3-4. And one of us gets a point because the number of times a single post on the X platform, which used to be called Twitter, a single post on the X platform that linked to a full-length pirated version of the movie The Odyssey was before it got taken down over the last weekend. It was 3 million. The answer was movie. I'm sorry, it was movie. The Odyssey. Have you seen the movie, or do you plan on going to movie theaters to see the Odyssey?
I will not.
Okay.
I will not.
The movie didn't seem.
Understand. Well, what I was going to say is I'm not going to go see it because it's not my kind of movie. But from what I understand, it's factually inaccurate, according to the actual Odyssey of Homer, which is what it's based on. Factually inaccurate.
Yeah.
But it's mythology anyway, so it doesn't really matter.
Christopher Nolan took some liberties apparently. But anyway.
Yeah, he did.
They made $87 million in the North American box office last weekend, which was the best second weekend of director Christopher Nolan's filmography. Universal said it had immediately initiated takedown protocols for this post that was on X. Most versions on X have since been removed. So there was a link. I think sometimes when people go to these movies, they sit back and they record the whole movie on their phone or something. And that's a no-no. You're not supposed to do that. So apparently I think somebody did that, and here's a link. You can watch the whole movie.
I've seen that. I was on YouTube, and there was a movie. I don't remember what it was. It was first run. It was a movie that might have been 2 years old. Oh, wow. Okay, I found the movie we wanted, and plug it in, and all of a sudden, and it's like, and the audio is really weird, and the whole thing is shaky like that. It's like, no, they recorded this on their phone. This is crazy. I can't do this.
No thanks. I remember like back in the day when phones were first able to start recording long videos, and people started doing that. It was kind of, ooh, that's a pirated movie. Hey, yeah, don't bother doing that. So 3 million.
I said a couple of years ago.
Movie.
This was a long time ago. It was a lot longer than 3 years or 2 years. This is probably 15 years ago or something. But anyway.
When it comes to moving, the number of kids that live in America's largest cities has fallen by 6% in the last decade, faster than the national decline, as parents seek cheaper housing, lower childcare costs, and a better quality of life in places like Rockford, Illinois. People moving out of big cities. Also, of course, just the overall birth rates are dropping a lot more than people are talking about.
And if you're looking for a
there
new
seems
house,
to be-
call Greg Saunders at.
Come check out, what Greg's doing for you here at Keller Williams Realty Signature. He's glad to help you. There's look at that. There's his phone number on the screen. Oh my gosh, who does that? That's crazy.
Who does that?
I
don't even have his number, guys. God.
there seems to be an oncoming population implosion. You know what an explosion is? Well, an implosion is the opposite of an explosion. And Japan is going through it, Italy's going through it, and the United States really kind of is going through it too as well. If it wasn't for immigration, we would be losing population. So anywho, there you go. It's in honor of Shark Week. I have a trivia question for Tom before we wrap up the show. Quick shout outs. Thank you to Wesley Willows for hosting our In-Crowd 815 networking group event Thursday night. We had a great time at Wesley Willows in their Castle location. Is such a beautiful facility over there off of West Riverside and Rockton Road up there. Wow. Just beautiful. It's John's Farm Road is the name of the road that their facility is on. And Melissa Wright and her team, great job hosting us. Thank you so much for hosting our networking group event, which also leads me to remind our viewers and listeners, we're now booking locations for next year's networking group events. So if you have a business or not-for-profit that wants to host the In-Crowd 815 networking group, the last Thursday of the month, January through October, at your office, your banquet hall, whatever it might be, we are now booking those locations now. We like to be at a different good location every month. This month we were at Wesley Willows. Next month we're going to be at the Medicare 411 offices, thanks to Tracy Foltz. The host of the event is Mosaic in Rockford, but Mosaic in Rockford, their offices, we've had events there in the past, and it's not a great place to host a networking event at their offices. So they partnered with Medicare 411 to have it at their location on Harrison Avenue. So that's where we'll be the last Thursday of this month, August. Join us there for free. All you need is what? A business card
and a smile.
A smile. That's all. Shout out to the WBSC for hosting an amazing women's tournament here in Rockford for the Rockford regional of the World Cup, the Women's Baseball World Cup.
Oh, cool.
The United States team went undefeated. They won all 5 of their games. Australia came in second and Canada came in third. So the USA, Canada, and Australia will be back next year for the World Cup finals, taking on the 3 teams that did the best over in, was it Taiwan? Where the other regional was playing on the other side of the planet. And you can bet we'll see Japan. We may see Beijing. We may see Taiwan. I'm not sure what teams are going to come out of there as the victors, but next year we're going to be hosting another awesome thing. Not just the third Ironman 70.3 event, but also the WBSC World Cup, Women's World Cup baseball tournament. So big year in 2027.
When they say World Cup, it makes it sound like it's soccer.
Well, it's similar to soccer. It's the women's fast pitch version of the soccer World Cup, if you will. So that's happening. And then finally, shout out to Starlight Theater. Your last chance to see 9 to 5, the musical, is tonight and tomorrow night. And then next week, it's the Addams Family with the Starbright crew and cast, ages 8 to 18, all next week. All right, so here's Tom's our wrap up today. In honor of Shark Week. Shark Week started Sunday, right? So it's ending this weekend. My question to Tom is, how many of the original 5 sharks can he name on ABC's Shark Tank show? And only hint The only hint I will give you is that Mark Cuban was not one of them.
Oh, wow. He's one I would have said. All right. Lori Greiner,
The
Kevin O'Leary.
Kevin O'Leary is one. Ding.
Oh, but Lori Greiner wasn't. Okay, I'm out. Those are the only ones I know.
Lori Greiner
I know
was not.
I can see some of them in my mind, but I have no idea.
I'll give you a hint. Fubu. Right. I think his company is Fubu.
Yeah, I don't know. Ice Cube.
Okay. Damon John.
Okay.
Damon John. I don't know.
Yeah, that
I don't know
helped.
what
That hint was no help.
No help. An immigrant from the Northeast. I forget what his company was. I think he might be actually Canadian. Robert Herjavec.
Okay.
He's probably the most likable of the sharks. Kevin Harrington was an original shark, which he only was there, I think, for season 1, and then Mark Cuban took his place. And then Kevin Harrington comes back once in a while as a guest shark. And then Barbara Corcoran, the real estate mogul from New York. So those were your 5 original sharks. I might have got 3 of those. I might have remembered 3 of them, honestly.
I've never actually watched the show.
Okay. It's a neat show. It's still a good show. It's still fun to see these products that people pitch and how they pitch them. And then for these sharks to kind of judge their presentation and the product.
Sure.
And
whether we can make money off of them. What I've seen, my experience with it is I see it on YouTube a lot, or I'll see it like on clips. So, I've seen bits and pieces of the show, but I don't even know where to find it, when to find it, or whatever. So, all right. Well, that's a good question. Too much for me.
All right. Next week, a best of recent guests. So you can tune in and check out some of our best interviews from the last month and a half or so. And then 2 weeks from today is 815 Day here in the Rockford area. 815 Day is going to be a huge weekend. The Rock Yard event is going to be taking place downtown. You'll a fireworks show Friday night and a drone show Saturday night. So here's hoping we got good weather for that stuff. And our guests on this show will be the COO of Anderson Gardens and the director of development for Fairhaven Christian Retirement Center. So looking forward to meeting those folks. And I showed you earlier, I was scrolling earlier on our podcast page of incrowd815.com of the 131 now, I believe, not-for-profits that we've had on the show so far. Our goal to get to those all 200 of our local not-for-profits to be on the show at least once.
And then by the time we finish that goal, there'll be 20 more added. So I have more job security.
Exactly. And then the other thing is the businesses that support them. We haven't had much of a push in that arena yet, which I would like to put more emphasis on the fact that if your business is a major supporter or has chosen a not-for-profit locally to support in some tangible way that you can express, we want to know the story about that too. Why did you choose them? What do you do for them? That's the other portion of this podcast that we'd like to focus on is, hey, this business, like the example we just put up on the screen a little while ago, Medicare 411 is a big supporter of Mosaic in Rockford. Do you know why they support Mosaic in Rockford? There's a great story behind that, and you need to hear it. We should, we've had Tracy on the show to talk about that in the past. So that's one of the previous 329 episodes before today. One of those is Medicare 411, talking about supporting Mosaic in Rockford. So we want to hear those stories too. So, all right, my friends, that's going to wrap things up. Remember,
we have time to go off air for about 2 minutes. I promise you it will not be longer than that. I have a couple of questions I want to ask. Okay.
All right, my friends, you change the world when you help one person. So be a blessing to someone today and every day this week. We'll meet you back here next week for a best of recent guests edition of the In Crowd 815 podcast. Goodbye, buddy.
Go Packers.
Go Packers.
815